Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of If It Wasn't For My Knees. Today, I'm joined by the usual gang of GJ, Aki, Uche, CT, and Mikey D. So we're just going to start off with a shout out to the person who made the song that you just heard, the intro music that you just heard. So CT, do you want to give a shout out?
Yeah, of course. Big up every time. Big up to at official Ching City Entertainment with a beat, and also Steedy at Stillsatron, basically on all platforms. Give them a follow, guys. Give them a like, and big up to the heavy intro music. Wicked every time.
Nice one, CT. Nice one. All right, then. So let's get started. So there's only one place that we can really start, and that's with what we saw on Sunday afternoon with the protests at Manchester United. So for those of you who are waiting to watch the Man United Liverpool game, you would have seen that there was a protest outside the ground. That then spilled out onto the pitch probably about 2 hours before kickoff. They then got removed. The fans got removed from the pitch. A few things were thrown at some of the pundits that were in the stadium. Fans got removed. Then they broke in again. Then they were removed. But at the same time, apparently, there were protests outside the Man United hotel where all the players were before the match. So eventually the game was postponed. If you watched it on Sky, you would have seen Gary Neville going on and on and on about how this was about ESL and blah, blah, blah. But I think it goes beyond that. He tried to bring Liverpool's owners into it. I didn't really think the relevance of that. It was basically about trying to get rid of the Glazers, who are the owners of Manchester United. They've been there for 16 years. They bought the club using a leverage buyout, which basically means they got a loan, bought the club, and then the club is then paying the interest on that loan. So 16 years in charge of Manchester United. The fans are unhappy. Obviously, the ESL issues sort of was a catalyst for the protests, but it wasn't just about the ESL. So CT, as an Arsenal fan, we've seen protests at Arsenal as well in the last week or so, where you're trying to get rid of your ownership. Do you understand where the Manchester United fans are coming from?
For me, on a personal level, for Man United fans, I'm not totally in sync with what they're protesting about. Obviously, about the ESL and how they tried to do things, which was a poor form, poor taste. But throughout the years, Man United have been underachieving. But throughout those years, the Glazers have put quite a lot of money up front. They've challenged titles, Champions Leagues and stuff like that, and they've been a part of that. So from their standpoint and point of view, maybe in recent times they've been run pretty poorly, and it's all been all about the business rather than winning things. But the Glazers have put up a little money, so I would like to hear perspective on what their actual personal thoughts are on this basic situation, basically. Because from our point of view, it's totally different from an Arsenal fan point, because the Kroenkes haven't put a penny in this club. They've been milking us since they've been here, and they've been reaping the benefits. So from the Glazers' point of view, I get it. They're kind of like the same standpoint, but at the same time, they have probably invested in this club a lot more than the Kroenkes have. So I get the fans' frustration in recent weeks about the ESL and protests to get these guys out who don't care about football. I get that, but from a personal level, I can't grasp it on a personal sort of vibe, because I'm not obviously a Man United fan, but I understand their position, sort of thing. So
yeah, so just picking up on that. So one of the things that Souness is kind of a similar point to what you made about how the Glazers have spent a lot of money. The club has apparently they've net spent £717 million in the last 13 years, which is most of the time that the Glazers have been there.
Right.
The club hasn't been, ever since Ferguson left, the club obviously hasn't won the league. They've only won a handful of trophies. I think where the United fans are coming from is similar to Kroenke, really, is that although the club has spent a lot of money, it's the club's money that's being spent. It's not actually the owners that have spent that money, if that makes sense. So
okay.
Isn't it the issue that's mentioned there, though, Ro? Isn't it the issue that they haven't won it more than the Glazers? Because the Glazers have been there for how long?
16 years apparently.
Yeah, the fans weren't protesting when Fergie was winning the league. All of a sudden, they haven't won anything. They've got a bit of a shitty manager. You know, they might finish second this season, but still, that's probably more of a reason, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, go on then, GJ. What do you think?
Well, first of all, I just want to say that I'm not one for conspiracy theories, but surely the police should have seen. Surely the police should have seen all the Man United fans congregating at Euston Station, travelling up to Old Trafford, right? But that said, I don't really care too much anyway. I think I totally agree with what you said, Will. Gary Neville tried to steer the debate towards the European Super League. I think no, it's not. It's not about the European Super League. That was just a straw that broke the camel's back. This is all about getting the Glazers out, and it's all about, as Aki had just alluded to, it's because Man United have fallen behind Man City. If Man United were still winning titles, if Fergie's still there and they're collecting titles, no one cares. There's no protest.
Yeah, that's a good point, because Gary Neville, for a start, he played under the Glazers. He's known about the Glazers all this time. He's known the fans' thoughts on the Glazers. He said absolutely nothing about that until 2 weeks ago when the ESL stuff came up. So where's he been all this time?
Bang on, spot on, Rel.
Where's he been all this time? And not just him though. It's the rest of the fan base. Where have they been? I know there were protests. There was a green and gold protest and talking about setting up their own club when the Cronkies, the Glazers first bought the club way back in 20, whatever it was. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But since then, it's been silence, and it's all of a sudden everyone's angry at the owners, and they're breaking into. It's not only the stadium; actually broke into the training ground 2 weeks ago. The week of the ESL, they broke into the training ground. They wouldn't actually let the players on the pitch to train. They said you'll train when we want. And it was Ollie that had to come out and tell them, please get off the pitch. We need to do our jobs and train. So I'm going to come to you, Rico. As a Liverpool fan, you know what it's like to have dodgy American owners. You know about leverage buyouts. What are your thoughts on not only the cancellation of the game, but also just in general on Man United and the situation with the ownership?
Yeah, so obviously I didn't watch the coverage on Sky, because as soon as I got wind of the delay, I tried to watch something else, to be honest, because I don't really like listening to those guys. And then in terms of the protest, I completely understand it. But like CT has already said and Gum said, why are you doing it now? The only reason is because on the back of everything, this was an opportunist way to show to the Glazers and actually achieve for once a protest. The one thing I like about protests of this sort is get to the aim and achieve your aim. And I think for that, I give them 10 out of 10. They got the game postponed. That's what it's about. You can't have this fake delays and then people are not going to talk about it. You get it postponed, and then now your people's focus has to be on what they really want them to talk about. So I rate them highly for actually getting it to get postponed. How they achieve it, that's how protest works. You have to be ugly at times. But in terms of Gary Neville and what you guys were saying and some of the stuff, he's just a funny dude to me. He's just a hilarious character. The reason why he's a hilarious character is because he's literally doing stuff in plain sight that everybody knows, and he's trying to pretend like he's one of these boys. It's just funny. This guy owns Salford. Go and ask people all the divisions where he's been as a Salford owner, one of the Salford owners. What is his MO? His MO is simple. You splash more money and collect players from above your league, and you keep splashing until your team gets promoted. What is the goal of Salford FC? To try and get to the promised land. What do you think what happens when they get to the promised land? You guessed it, to try and chop some of the Premier League money. So at the end of the day, just because you've got the Glazers now doing what you have ambition to do, they're actually doing it. They're just doing it at your club. You have a problem. So do you really think that the people in League Two are ecstatic about Gary Neville and Salford United moves, or all these other leagues that they've bypassed and keep buying players and keep going up the league? Does he actually think? Is he that delusional that he thinks that people are loving it? People are not loving you. People are hating. They're thinking like you just come on and start splashing. So I find it very strange that Gary Neville, of all people, who owns a club and has a program that clearly demonstrates what he does on the board, where he literally outspends everybody, and his aim, they're not trying to hide it. They want to get back to back promotion until they reach the promised land. So I just don't like the hypocrisy of a lot of these things that's going on. And then I was going to lead on to my main point, which is Sky and BT. All of you, probably most of you are subscribers, as am I. Go and look at your bills. Go and look at how much is going up every year, and they just send you one of those letters and tell you blah 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 and increase the prices. They're also ripping us off. So if people want to really talk about who's ripping who off, let's look at everybody, right? Because everybody's hands are dirty. So that's my take on it, is that we shouldn't just look at the Kroenkes, my owners, and all that. These people, FSG, have never lied to me as a fan. I knew it from day one. Businessmen, purely businessmen, have no idea about football, don't really care too much about football. But one thing they know how to do is make money. What have they done since they've been in charge? Make money, make more money, and make money without having to put their money in. That's why they're sick at what they do. You might not like it. That's what they do. They don't take money from you. They just make more money. They get more adverts. They get more people in there. They make more money. This is what they do. So if you don't like it, don't let these business people take over football. But we let them do that. Touch on the Arsenal guy, CT and that. CT knows and Mikey knows. All your beloved stakeholders were proper Arsenal fans. What did they do? They sold. They're capitalists. They sold to the highest bidder. Sold to the highest bidder when he came. Peter, all these Moors and all these people, I'm sure they were proper passionate Liverpool fans. When it came down to it, you sell. So I find it really tricky to just go long on these people without actually looking at the true facts that everybody are capitalists who are trying to make money. That's my take.
I like what Houdini says. Like, this is crazy when Souness was the voice of reason on Sky.
and he didn't blame Pogba.
He didn't blame Pogba.
James, it's not Pogba's fault.
That's for next
Mikey. Mikey, we'll come to you. Do you agree with what's been said, or have you got any additional different thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think that everybody's kind of had good reasoning and a fair reflection of what the situation is. I think Neville's got a conflict of interest. Most of the Sky and BT presenters that will be talking on the subject, they've got a conflict of interest. I think Neville in particular has antagonized and riled up fans and has been probably instrumental in what the fans have ended up doing. We've got a comment from everyone in terms of how they protested and that it can't be justified, which it will come down to if you agree with protests or disagree with protests. I think that it was definitely opportunistic, like Uche said. The current situation where teams don't have adequate police numbers because they're not expecting fans allowed this opportunity to arise. If there was adequate policing as per a normal match day, there wouldn't be any issue with it. And so in terms of the game having to be cancelled, it had to be cancelled because they didn't have adequate police to be able to deal with the situation. And at the end of the day, the players would have been in danger. They were able to get into the stadium. If the game had kicked off, they could have easily got into the stadium again and got onto the pitch. It was just not a situation that they could have managed. In terms of the cancelling of the game, I think it's interesting in terms of rescheduling because the schedule is completely tight now.
Yes,
Man United have got a game every week, midweek and weekend. And so it will be interesting where that fixture gets put because once again, it's going to come down to TV revenue because it's one of the biggest games of the season. And when it got cancelled on Sunday, I was thinking, okay, they're actually going to have to find a Sunday slot for this again because they need the prime time slot for this game. It's all about the money. And so we get round to that whole cycle again of, hold on a minute, it's the TV companies now with the power who are dictating when this game will need to be played. They're the ones who are funding things. Clubs, then at the end of the day, they need to pay players. The players' wages are the biggest issue here out of everything. And what the guys have said earlier in terms of club ownership, if your club's successful and winning, you don't care. Like it could be Joe Bloggs down the street. You don't care. If they're collecting a Premier League or a Champions League, it doesn't matter. As soon as things kind of fall off, as soon as a club goes into the wilderness or a club like Man United hasn't won a league in however many years or Champions League, then you get kind of the fans kind of uprising. But that's all nonsense to me. You've got to hold the same position in the good times and bad times. If you agree with the ownership or disagree with the ownership, that's the position that you take. Don't come out when you're doing bad because you're singing when you're winning
So I'm not really kind of sided with that. They were opportunistic. They got away with it. That's it. They got the game cancelled. That's what they intended.
Yeah, it's an interesting point that you made about having a set position on it and sticking with it. So I heard one of the Man United supporters group people, I think he's the head of something, one of the Man United supporters group, and he said that the reason why they've been silent is because the Glazers wanted to win and the fans didn't want to disrupt. This is over the whole 16-year period, by the way. The fans didn't want to disrupt that goal. So that's the reason why they didn't kick up a fuss. But yeah, it's happening now. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, when they put up the net spend figures, and he was trying to critique that as well. They're second to City in net spend. It's like, just stop it, please. Like, we're
in
not
the whole of Europe as well.
Like, they're spending copious amounts of money. They're not holding back in terms of spending power. They're up there in the top 2, 3 for spending. And so, what more do they actually want?
There's a very strange thing that they do in this country. I still can't get my head around it. So what is it that you actually want? Like you said, do I use the club money to buy players because your club is making money, or do you want me to put money in my own pocket? For what reason? It's not like I'm not spending enough as it is. Your club is making money. I'm using the club money to buy players that you all want. So what's the problem? Now we've got our situation where people are saying we don't spend money. Okay, we don't spend money. Okay, fine, but we drop trophies. Oh, but it's because of X, Y, and Z. But we drop trophies. So why do you want us to spend more money? Like, make up your mind which one what you want. Like, people that spend money don't win. Like Man United, they spend all that money and they're not winning.
Spurs,
yeah. And you've got people that don't spend money. Yeah, I don't spend money and I'm winning, but you have a problem with it because you're saying, actually, if you spend more money, you may just win. Why would you speculate? The owners are not going to speculate. These are businessmen. This is what they do. This is what they do for a living. Unfortunately, none of these are football fans. There's only one football fan in the top 6, and that's probably Roman. That's probably the only one. Everybody else, they're just here to make their money. And I say, the Sheikh has got a different agenda, and I'm not going to get into it. Definitely not publicly.
Wait. No. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. Don't you?
Nah, mate. I ain't doing it.
You want to hear what you have to say?
Well. Look, talking of Arabs, let's bring in Aki. Right?
I was gonna agree with most of that, but I was just gonna comment on to this comment on screen now. Is who would actually buy Man U if they were to sell Man U? Like, really, like, maybe the Saudis. Yeah,
who can afford them? But that's the same with all the other teams, though. But it's the same.
Different stratosphere, man. Different stratosphere.
There'd be plenty of takers. United bring in so much money.
At what price?
Yeah, the price is going to be
ridiculous,
phenomenal, bro.
Billions.
Billions, yeah. Trust me.
Whoever buy, like you said, that's going to become the key, because whoever buys them, if you spend such a ridiculous amount to buy a club, you're going to want some money back somehow, unless
you're not dipping into your pocket.
Be the same situation as the Glazers.
It has to be because you're not a fan of the club. So unless you have a true Man United fan that's coming through, that's saying, I am all the way 100 and I'm gonna put my physical cash in there. So I've got 4 billion or whatever it is just sitting there, and I'm just gonna splash on it. You're dreaming. No one's gonna do that. They have to approach it in a business way, because I've got to get my money out. I cannot think of anyone who has that much money to just dash.
You made a good point there. This is why I'm a bit skeptical about this Daniel Ek thing, about the Spotify.
Trust me, he's a joker.
He's a chancellor, man.
He's not putting his own cash into this, Max. He's not.
That guy is the worst.
It's another business agenda. He's got some other agendas on point, and he knows where there's a soft point with the fans where he can get in tune with, and he knows the current arguments that we're making, so he's trying to get on board with that. So
don't worry.
Yeah,
I've told all my Spurs fans as well. I've told all my Spurs fans not to go on Spotify, because you're funding a gooner. So don't worry, I'm on that already.
What's that?
You lot are funding.
What's that one?
They're funding Amazon at the moment with all their DVD purchases, mate. Relax, bro.
With the purchase of Arsenal, I think it's the same as any club, though. They're going to be looking for money in some way, but it's just how they go about it, how much money they're willing to put in. You look at the Sheikhs; they have their agenda. You look at Roman; he has his agenda. He wants his profile updated, etc. But the difference is Roman will plow the money in because he wants, he likes football and wants to see something. The Sheikhs are plowing money in. The Sheikhs in PSG are plowing money in. So there are owners that are plowing money. Usmanov, who's the Everton owner, plowing money in.
He's putting money. He's
two of them. Just plowing money in for mid-table. So there are owners that will plow the money in. It just depends on the approach that they have. And
Mikey, I completely agree, mate. And having actually shaken hands with Roman Abramovich, because I know him personally, right?
Yeah,
so
there we go.
Having actually physically shaken hands with a fellow billionaire. Well, I don't know about a fellow billionaire. Maybe his podcast kicks off. Yeah. But you know,
how many briefcase business? Briefcase.
I can tell you that having the long conversation I had with him, he really does love football. He's in it for the love of Chelsea, not for the love of money.
Interesting. So with the game being cancelled, does anyone think that United should be punished?
Yeah, definitely.
I
don't have 3 points.
Yeah, why not?
3 points.
But seriously, like, take club allegiance aside and actually have some objectivity. They shouldn't be punished because it could happen to any club.
Well, that's
the situation that we're
in.
Punish them because it's the police. It's the policing situation.
Because in future, if fans want to stop a game, they know what to do. There has to be a precedent set.
No, they don't.
No,
they don't.
It does.
Because it's happened once, and now clubs know that they have to have enough police available on a match day. The problem is we've gone a season where police levels have been lowered significantly, and so they haven't been able to manage with groups of fans coming in.
Personally, I think the stewards, and again, I don't want to get into conspiracies. I think the stewards let him in because if Liverpool
were there, bro. If you see 20,000 fans running at you and there's 10 men on the door, I'm not.
No, hear me out, right? No, I've seen some news clips and that, and the stewards who are saying, "Oh yeah, we don't know how they got in the stadium." What do you mean you don't know how they got in the stadium?
Gums. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Let
me just finish. Right? And if Liverpool got a draw, or if Liverpool draw or won, then that stopped. Basically, that ended Man United's title chances. It was kind of like in their interest, like just stop the game. Let's cause a.
No. They're going to win the league. They're going to win the league.
City have already won the league. And you know what? This just worsens United's position because of the schedule.
They have already won the league, but it's how you win the league.
Nah,
I 100% agree with that.
I agree with David. Yeah,
100%.
I agree, 100%, Dave.
100%,
David.
Relegation's the only fair punishment, and immediate removal from clear them off of Europa. We'll take that.
Relegate them as well. Relegate them as well.
BK is in agreement as well. Let's move
on. Relegate them to the Premier League. All good. Yeah.
I think you're being
they've got to win that Europa League.
If I'm seeing I think he's been unfair to the stewards there, mate.
Yeah,
if I see a few thousand fans running at me and we're understaffed as it is, you can come in, bro. Do what you want.
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense.
How much do they get a game as well? Nah, mate.
Exactly.
They're
not going to put their life at risk for what?
Yeah, nah.
Exactly.
Makes no sense. All right, then, lads. We'll leave that subject there. So let's move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the top 4 review. So we've got West Ham playing at the moment, currently 2-1 up against Burnley. If they win the game, it puts them 3 points behind Chelsea, I believe, who are in 4th place. Chelsea themselves won at the week. No, they did win. They won quite comfortably at the weekend against Fulham 2-0, and then Leicester drew against Southampton on Friday night, which puts them 5 points ahead of Chelsea. What are people
5 points ahead of West Ham, 2 points ahead of Chelsea.
There we go. So it looks like Chelsea and Leicester are gonna drop some more points before the end of the season. But do we think that it's a closed shop? Do you think those two are gonna finish in the top four, or West Ham, Liverpool, and Spurs got a chance?
Spurs have a chance.
You reacted there first.
It's done. The gap's too big. I think Leicester by drawing have caused themselves a little bit of anxiety, but I still expect them fully to hold on. I think they've got a big enough gap now to the 5th place team. Chelsea have got a fairly difficult run in, but I think that they can scrape the results needed to go through. And yeah, then we're looking at West Ham, who could feasibly win a couple of more of their games. Tottenham, no. I think they're out of it. And Liverpool depends on the United result, when they play them, when the fixture is, the timings of everything. So I think that things are just working for the top four as they are in terms of how it's kind of set up.
Fair. And Uche, you said you think who's got a chance? You say Spurs?
Yeah, Spurs, definitely. I think Spurs can do it. They just need to believe in themselves and try and win their games.
He's mocking it.
No. The reason why I think they have a chance is because Spurs, literally, I'm being serious, if they focus on just winning all their games, the last game is against Leicester, and the way I looked at it, Leicester would drop points, like Rel said. They've got Manchester United, I believe, and a few other one other hard fixture. I see them dropping 2 points, if not all 3. So because Tottenham played them on the last game, I'd say at the very least, Spurs will be going into that game thinking, if we beat Leicester, maybe we'll beat them on goal difference or just 1 point above or something. So if Spurs can get serious and just focus on their games and try to win all their games, obviously, then there is a chance. But if you take, apart from Spurs, everybody else is dead as far as I'm concerned. So don't mention Liverpool here, man. We're not having that conversation again. So done.
I can't believe you're back in the certified bottle jobs, mate.
Spurs No, but Steve, I'm just saying from a mathematical point of view, I don't think they will do it. Probably they'll bottle it, probably. But from a mathematical 100%. Point of view, they will have a chance because they know they have Leicester in that last game of the season. So if they can actually take care of business and let Leicester flop it, well, like you said, we all know if that was a fixture, there'll be a bottle job. There'll be a bottle job.
Can you imagine? Last game of the season. Nah. Spursy moment.
GJ knows it. GJ knows it.
That's why it's quiet. That's why it's not saying anything.
I'm just letting the breeze flow. Right. So I think Uche's half serious there. I think that I kind of agree with what Mikey says. I think Leicester half let the door open, but I think the top four is pretty much locked in. I'm actually surprised. I'm expecting West Ham to drop points tonight. So I was kind of
they're 2-1 up. Why?
Yeah,
right?
No. But Burnley at home, these games aren't gimmies, and Burnley are still fighting for their lives, whatever. So
fighting for what, lad?
Burnley don't give you anything. They don't give you anything, right? Yeah. So when I saw the score was 1-0 and then suddenly it was 2-1, I was quite surprised. But we'll see how that game finishes. But Spurs, they make me laugh because like Gareth Bale bangs in a hat trick, and all on these Tottenham forums, everyone's going, Bale, yeah, up yours, Jose. That's for you, Jose. But Bale's in the starting team, and this is for you. I'm thinking Gareth Bale hasn't scored a goal against a top 10 team this season. He's a flat track bully. All his goals against.
That's what I was going to say. Has he even played against them?
So you didn't watch the North London derby, CT?
This guy, come on, man.
No. To be fair, CT, I don't blame you because Gareth Bale actually did start that match, but what I call that was a dereliction of duty. His performance in that match was shocking. It was disgusting. I mean it. And I like Gareth Bale. No, seriously, I like Gareth Bale. But that was shocking. He was just letting Tierney run off him, and he basically said to Matt Dockett, he was crap anyway. But he was saying, "Go on, I'll let you face I'll let you face Emil Smith Rowe and Tierney, and you can basically have 2v1. I'm just going to jog around here, around the right side of the pitch." Gareth Bale, flat track bully. That's what he is.
But you need it. But you need those for in a league format. You need those, and I'm not having this idea of a flat track bully is so flawed, because in reality, if you actually were to analyze what a flat track bully does, you actually rate the flat track bully, because if you assume that is the top 6 are the top 6 and the best teams in the world, and you're beating the 14, trust me, you will get close to winning the league. Trust me. So this idea of calling a flat track bully as a diss, I actually think is very flawed. If anything, you want to bang up the 14 and don't perform against the 6 and get a draw or whatever and deal with the 14, because the 14 is where most of the points are. So actually, it's not. I wouldn't call that as a diss. I know what we did. So you have to deal with this. You pepper them.
No, I'm not dissing him. I'm not dissing him. I'm not dissing him. I'm not dissing him per se. As I'm just saying, Spurs fans get hyped, right? And even Gareth Bale was getting hyped because he said, because what was the difference between you banging a hat trick and like previous performance? He goes, because we was allowed to play on the front foot. I'm like, mate, it was Sheffield United. They're relegated. They're rubbish. They're bottom of the league. Right, we was at home. Just calm down.
Yeah, just wanting to come back in on this top 4 thing. Although Uche was very much taking the pee, I'm aligned with Uche now. I think Tottenham have got a chance.
Let
me explain. So Chelsea, next game against City, then Arsenal, then Leicester.
Yep.
That gap can close in a week. And then suddenly, like, they're in trouble going away to Villa on the last day of the season. So I think Chelsea are the ones at risk. Initially, I thought Leicester. But it's DJ's second team against his first team here.
David Dennis has got some jokes. David Dennis has got some jokes.
But back to what you were saying, yeah? You've got what I would consider the kind of teams you want, which are your flat track bullies in the way, right? You're playing Leeds away, very open game. You back your boys to deal with them, and all your other fixtures are nothing. Like I said, win your games and put all the effort in dealing with Leicester. And if you win that game, win all your games, you have a very good chance. Obviously, I don't think you would do it. I think you would bottle it, because that's what I don't know why you guys do what
on
you
the
do.
last day.
You do what you do it. Yeah,
maybe. But I'm watching the snooker now, and like Murphy's like he needs to win all the remaining frames, and it's basically like that. No. I'm just giving the analogy of like you have to focus on frame by frame. You have to focus on match by match. Don't look at the league table. Don't look at the scoreline in the snooker. Just play each match as it comes to you.
Yeah.
So you agree that
I think we all have to agree, though, for Chelsea and Leicester to lose.
I tell you what, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun, right? Uche, you think we got a chance? £100 bet says we don't get top 4.
Don't be silly. Are you absolutely out of your mind?
Bottle jobs, mate. They're not making
exactly. Right.
I agree.
Do you actually think that I would bet on Spurs? Are you crazy? I wouldn't even bet on Spurs if they played.
Don't talk us up, then. Don't talk us up.
Listen, this is the honest truth to you, right? If Spurs face Swansea City in the cup final tomorrow, I wouldn't even bet on them. Are you crazy?
Oh, guys, can I just say this? Last week on this same podcast, when I was calling Spurs the ultimate banter club and bottle jobs, this clown was defending us. He was saying, "Oh, look at the teams you've lost to in these finals: Man United, Man City, Chelsea." Yeah, all he goes, "Oh, they bottle jobs," and suddenly, bottle jobs. Make your mind up and say, bottle jobs or not.
No. You were underdogs. You were underdogs in those finals. That's
you were a bottle job. £100 now.
£100 on what?
Spurs want to make the top 4.
You actually want me to bet on Spurs? This guy's crazy.
Listen. Let me just bring a measure here. GJ has got this thing where he secretly wants his team to succeed, but if they don't succeed and he wins money, he's happy.
He's happy.
He's previously bet on his team to lose the Champions League final. Just so everyone knows.
Yeah.
Let's move
Yeah,
on
we
to the
know
next
it, Damo.
subject, guys.
Thanks
Not
for that
happy.
clarification, Mikey.
Can I just bring in a caveat there, Mikey D?
There is no
That was an
caveat.
intervention.
Yeah. just a caveat to that comment, and I'm not disagreeing with it. Just a caveat is I'm not happy. I'm just a measure of contentment with winning some money when my team
Sure.
loses.
I.e. happy.
I wasn't happy to pick up that grand. I was happy to lose $2,000 to see Spurs win the Champions League. On my life. On my
All right,
life.
then, let's
It's all right,
let's
mate.
we'll leave the top four there, and then we'll move on to reviewing the game. So obviously the Manchester United Liverpool game was postponed, so there's nothing to talk about there. But Spurs, GJ, they won 4-0, as you mentioned already. Bale hat trick. Ryan Mason to get the permanent job in the summer.
I'm back in it.
He's got 100% league records. He's got Bale scoring, which Mourinho couldn't do. So why not?
Because Spurs are a big club, and sorry, Ryan Mason.
Even sounds
You're mocking us, man. You're mocking us. Look, I did watch a game. To be honest with you, I did watch a game. I was half watching the snooker final as well, because I'm thinking, as I said to you in the previous podcast, Rel, I'm almost past caring. I will watch Spurs, of course I will, if there's a game on, but I was only watching it with a half heart, and like Sheffield United are so bad. Yeah, we won, we got the job done, and I totally agree that we can. There are games that are winnable, definitely, but I do expect us to fall down somewhere. But Gareth Bale, yeah, I can't knock. I'm not gonna criticise his performance. Absolutely not. All I'm saying is, a lot of Spurs fans blown smoke up his backside. I'm thinking, again, Sheffield United have been relegated. They're rubbish. I expect Gareth Bale to shine. What made me laugh actually was some Spurs fans saying Dele Alli was amazing, and I don't know if you guys watched the game.
Wait, Dele Alli was good. Dele Alli was good.
Now you're bantering again.
You know what?
You've got a bias against the Nigerian. That is what. Yeah?
But I'm more Nigerian than he is.
There's nothing Nigerian about that guy.
There's nothing
Nigerian about him. I don't even think the guy knows what pounded yam is, mate. There's nothing Nigerian about that fella, fam.
Uche, tell this guy.
There's nothing Nigerian about
I'm more
that fella.
Nigerian than he is.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying? You probably got closer to Abuja than that guy has in his life.
He couldn't say that.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, no, seriously, Dele Alli played well yesterday. He
Did not.
And on the Gareth Bale thing, because you got a bias against Dele Alli, Gareth Bale plays when he wants to play. He's good.
100%.
And if you look at his contributions per minute, it's ridiculous. I think he's got a goal every 81 minutes, which is one of the lowest in the league.
He's got a goal or assist every 67 minutes. But again,
there you go.
they're all against top.
Wait,
they're all against bottom.
1 second.
Bottom 10 times.
What you've got to look at is that he hasn't played all season, and fans seem to get confused here. Jose didn't like him. Yeah, he's had some bad performances, but he's still got that contribution rate. So whatever you think of him, he's been one of your best kind of goal getters or with the output. So you can say it's against Sheffield United, but you play Sheffield United, you play Leeds, you play about 10 teams of that level. And if you beat all of those teams and he scores 2 per game, then he's got 20 goals in a season.
Absolutely.
You're mirroring Uche's comment, and I'm not going to disagree with that. He's a flat track bully, and fair enough. All I'm saying is against the better teams in the league, and I am including Arsenal, he's not your man because he doesn't work.
But you know what?
Against Arsenal,
against the better teams as well, though, you are on a particularly good side, and so against those better teams, yeah, he does get pocketed, but the other players aren't really doing much. In the first game against us, Kane and Son did what they did, but the second game, they were virtually anonymous as well, and you don't expect them to be anonymous either. So it's more about the team rather than an individual, I would say. David's comment about Lo Celso. What are people thinking about that tackle on Lo Celso yesterday? Did you see it, GJ?
That was just makes me laugh. That's 100%. I totally agree with David Dennis.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy.
It's nasty. Yeah, it's nasty.
I was watching it, and there's literally no reason why that couldn't be a red card. It's madness.
Yeah, well,
and can there even be a review?
I'm not sure, but big up David. I'm not sure, but like I was saying, big up David because he's a gooner, obviously, and yeah, he saw that. That was a disgusting. Imagine if that stud was an inch lower. That takes his eye out. He could be blinded by that.
Wow,
it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I saw a picture. I didn't see it live, and on the picture, it looked really, really bad.
Yeah, basically, he's kind of. I don't think he meant to tread on his face, number one, but he definitely meant to tread on him when he was coming down. And so he's trod on his body and then he slid into his face. Whatever the situation, it should be a red card. And it's gone to VAR and they haven't even asked the referee to have another look at it, I don't think. So I don't even think there can be a review because you've got a referee and you've got VAR both saying that it's not a red.
Wow.
Now, Mikey, I totally agree with what you said there. I don't think he meant, exactly what you said. I don't think he meant to go for the face, but he definitely meant to leave one on him.
Yeah, all day.
I think Salah did one like
but just saying, Lo Celso does deserve it, though. Yeah.
Yes, again.
had to get that dig in. All right, so let's move on to Arsenal's win against Newcastle. Now, if there are any Newcastle fans watching, I really pity you guys because regardless of what we did against them last week, they're a terrible team. It was a comfortable victory for Arsenal, and a good run out for them before the Europa League game on Thursday. I'll come to you, CT. Did you watch the game? What did you think of the performance? And does it have any bearing on what's going to happen on Thursday?
That's a bit rude of GJ to disappear when it's all about Arsenal. That's a bit rude. Anyway, you know what? I don't know what to take from that game because but Newcastle absolutely trash. Absolutely trash. They let us have the ball for long periods of the game. And I don't know what we can take from that because we're going into a game on Thursday where we have to have momentum and obviously these players got to be up for it. But I can't take anything from that game as to say our players going to be ready for that game because they didn't even need to turn up. I don't even think we needed to play that well. It's terrible. The only good thing is that Martinelli was played, and he showed what he could do. Unfortunate about David Luiz because I think he is our best defender. So that's going to be a poor thing for us. But I think Newcastle were just absolutely trash. I don't know how they didn't get relegated this season. To be honest,
I've got no idea. Honestly,
yeah.
And Mikey, it's good to see.
I just see David's comment.
I saw that as well. I'm ignoring it. Mikey, it was good to see Aubameyang. He started the game, right? And he got on the score sheet. So it's good to see him back for you guys. And obviously, maybe he'll be starting again on Thursday. What did you think of the game against Newcastle?
Yeah, it's a positive thing that Aubameyang's back and on the score sheet again. I think that we can't be playing with Nketiah through the middle. It's Arteta out if he dares to do that again. But we've got a good chance. I think the game. I was expecting a little bit more from Newcastle. St. Maxim is like ridiculously dangerous, but luckily for us, Willock wasn't playing because he kills teams. Like Liverpool.
Big Joseph.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Big Joseph. That's what it is. Big Joseph.
That's what we call it. That's what we call him over here.
He kills shooksters.
But the game was comfortable. Martinelli got a run out. I was surprised that Pepe come on because it almost looked like he was playing a second team and resting players for Europa League. And then he brings Pepe on for 15 minutes. It's like, what are you doing? Just rest him if you're resting him. But Tierney should be back for Thursday as well, I'm hearing. So hopefully, and as CT said, Luiz is a miss, despite people's critiques and his mad behaviour sometimes. I backed him initially. I kind of went off him a little bit, but he's our most talented defender in terms of on the ball, etc. And that's what we need in some situations, especially against a team like Villarreal. You just need someone quick next to him and on both sides. If you've got that, then he's not too bad, especially with Partey in there as well. Gives that additional cover that he probably wouldn't get with the other midfielders in there. Really disappointed that Ceballos got more game time. He should have been left in Spain.
Well.
I'm not sure how he got left back in the country.
No?
No. But the good news came from Fabrizio Romano that Ceballos will not be coming back to Arsenal next season. He will be in Spain. So that's perfect. He can stay there. Perfect.
Also, just quickly, sorry, Vel. Xhaka at left back. We have to stop this. We got to stop this behaviour.
Do you know the problem? Who else? Well, we're going to have Tierney back.
If not, put Cedric back there, man. Okay, he had a couple of bad games. Put him back there. We need some form of pace or recovery, something, man. Xhaka, the way that what's his name? Uche Chukwueze?
Yeah.
He's gonna ruin him again. Come on, man.
But Tierney will play there.
Yeah, but
is he back? Yeah, Tierney's back.
He should be back for Thursday. He's in training.
Cool. That's good.
Yeah, he's in training.
You need him for that guy. That guy is very tricky. Very tricky.
Xhaka's a problem. I would even look at Saka.
Actually, there you go. Put Saka back there.
I would look at that. But we'll see. But 2-0, comfortable, happy with that. GJ, you came back just in time, mate. Put that down.
Very rude there, GJ. What's happening? Talking about the mighty Gunners and you disappeared, mate. What's happening?
You have to go and get a couple of cans. You have to go down the
offie. You have to go down the offie.
Look, guys, I'll be honest with you. I don't watch Arsenal versus Newcastle. Why would I be bothered with like small fry matches? You know, it's not a Champions League challenging game. Why would I wait?
Exactly. You barely even watch the Spurs game.
I know. I did watch a Spurs game.
You watched snooker, mate. You told us.
No, I was watching both.
It's recorded. You told us.
All I will say is, Arsenal.
You see that comment?
CT, read the comment.
From Mr. Trex 1980, Cedric, Saka, even my grandmother, anyone but Xhaka. 100%. 100%. I'm with you there, mate. I'm with you there.
I don't disagree.
Oh man.
You know, Xhaka's he's done better. He's done better for Arsenal than what you guys give credit for. I do think that. You guys first of all have to realise you're a mid-table side.
Do you know what, DJ? Right. Take another sip of that lager. Xhaka in the middle. I'm comfortable with Xhaka and Partey, and then that means
taking a sip.
Play.
So taking a sip.
DJ. Right, DJ.
You're still a mid-table side.
DJ, just have patience. Yeah.
How many cans?
Just have patience until Thursday night is done. Just have some patience.
You know what? Actually, I will say this. Oh, well, we're going to come to Europe later.
I was going to say,
yes.
I'm going to say. I was just going to say. So, as you mentioned, Thursday night, Uche, let's talk about the Europa League. So, Arsenal 2-1 up, 2-1 down, I should say, against Villarreal. They were looking down and out, but they managed to get that penalty towards the end of the game to bring them back into the game. For me, I think they're in the driving seat for the return leg. But Uche, are you saying that Villarreal are gonna do a number on them?
Yeah, well, I've said it from day one. I think Unai will do a number on them. But to be honest, I'm kind of leaning to changing my mind because I was farcical, man. I'm sorry. It's completely unacceptable to be 2-0 up against such a dreadful mid-table Premier League side. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then you had a chance to put the game to bed. You should go there, make it 3-0. And that should be that. Yeah. So for them, for Arsenal to come out with a 2-1, to be honest,
amazing.
It's a hugely, absolutely fantastic result for them. No, be serious. No, it's a huge thing.
All you need to thank is Unai Emery showing his true colours. He's a
absolutely. Maybe. Exactly.
He's not a tactician. That's it. That's what saved
Oh,
us.
yeah. And
United.
what I'm saying to you as a fan, you got to be happy with that, because to me, if my team is down to 10 men and 2-0 down away from home, and I get 2-1, I'm excited. I don't care who it is. That's a huge.
Yeah.
So
That's a
because
win.
they come into your ground, and you can have you can hopefully do them. You just have to try and win the game, hopefully, and get the away goal. So I'm not confident. So I'm like 51-49 now. I thought Unai would do a job, but like CT said, maybe he's exposing himself. So that's the only reason. I said I wanted Arsenal to go through.
Go off the fence.
I said I wanted Arsenal to go through, but Unai would do a job on them. But after what I saw, that little brief cameo, I think Arsenal, Arteta is going to get to the final and play Ole. So I think it'll be an Arteta Ole final. And obviously I'll be supporting the Gunners in that ridiculous final, and I'll be watching for the first time.
Have some respect, man.
Yeah,
the only team in this forum that are still in Europe, mate. So have some.
No, I'm respected. Listen, my respect is high. Trust me, I'll be supporting your club. Absolutely no question about that, because that other side of the draw is a joke.
Up.
It's facts.
He had that one written out beforehand, mate. I love it.
Look, it's what it is. Is this Arteta's last chance to come out with a result? Or I will be wearing an Arteta out shirt on the next pod. I'm guarantee you. Because
I have to be honest, man. That is quite ridiculous behavior. That's terrible from CT.
Not if we go through. Stop being silly. If we go through, you're going to wear Arteta out.
No. I'm saying we have to go through. But if we don't go through,
what if we get to the final?
It's time to go.
CT, is he not one of your most successful managers in your history?
Wait, what did you say?
Is he not one of your most?
What did you say?
I said,
calm down, easily.
You're not sharing.
Mikey's gone.
Hey, what's happening here?
Admin, deal with this guy.
I said, is he not one of your most successful managers? Is he not one of your most successful managers? No,
listen,
I'm seriously.
I'm not responding to that.
You know our trophy count. So
okay. Top 5. Is he not in the top 5?
He would be. I reckon he would.
Go and do your research. You're not going to be allowed on this pod unless you do research.
No. Is he not in your top 5? Is he not in your top 5 or not? Yes or no?
Clear off.
So let's answer Uche's question respectfully. So Herbert Chapman, and then Wenger.
Yep.
Right. So then
George Graham.
Right.
You understand how many trophies we won? TJ, don't count trophies, mate. Don't count trophies. You're not in this conversation.
He doesn't know what trophies are, does he?
You are not in this.
They don't want to tackle.
Can I just say?
You can't even spell trophies, mate.
Whoa. We're talking about European trophies. Spurs have won more European trophies than Arsenal.
No, we weren't.
You've been waiting for that line.
You're being given a free transfer to a snooker podcast, mate. See you later.
You see, Arsenal fans don't want to answer this question because they know I'm right. Is he your top 5?
Is he top 5?
He's not my top 5.
Is he top 5, UJ?
I think so. That's what I think so.
I think you're
most successful.
I think you're breezing, but you tend to.
I think he's either 5th or 6th.
Mikey, who is the top 5 Arsenal managers?
I'll come back to you.
He knows I'm right. He knows I'm right.
We're not going to come and breeze on here like you guys, man. Come on.
No, CT is either 5th or 6th.
We're not going to come in here and breeze.
Uche asked a fair question. I just want Mikey to answer it.
No, we didn't. He said Arteta is one of Arsenal's most successful managers. That's what he said.
Yeah, I think he's one of them.
That was a statement question. I queried him.
You got Aggie.
Just to correct what you said.
You got Aggie queried
Just to correct what you said.
Oh, okay. I said I think surely he's one of your most
No, that's not what you said. Managers. So just to clarify, I'm a fact checker out here. I'll confirm some names for you. Arsene Wenger, Herbert Chapman, George Graham, Bertie Mead, Tom Whitaker. That's 5. End of discussion. Don't talk again. On to the next.
Is he 6th?
Oh, how many?
No. I just gave you 5. This isn't like.
Mikey, who are the last 2? They sound like fishermen.
Man's going to 1892.
You know? Your managers.
Yeah,
he's going to 1892 to confirm his point.
Guys.
He's going back to Woolwich Arsenal days. Man's going back to Woolwich Arsenal days. 1892 or something.
What was the list again?
Yo. Stop this. Let's move on. Swift.
All right.
Swift.
All right. So as we've established, do you think you're going to go through, CT? I think Mikey's screen is frozen. You think you're going through, CT?
Listen, I haven't.
It's not frozen.
I have no idea if we're going through. It all depends what Arteta's had for breakfast, to be honest, because I don't know what team he's going to pick. I don't know who's going to play where, if we're going to play with a striker, if we're going to play with a left back. I don't know, man. But I know if we don't go through, it's time to go, bro. That's all I know.
That's all I know.
We should go through. We should go through, particularly if Aubameyang's back. If Tierney comes into play, then it's a different story, and we'll go through like no questions asked. But if he's still fiddling around with the squad, having Xhaka at left back, I don't know who his best defensive partnership is now that David Luiz is out as well. He's been experimenting with that, so I don't know. We should go through though.
Mikey, I'm sure you're confident that you're going through.
Yeah, we're through already.
Wow.
Done deal.
Oops.
Emphatic.
Love it.
Good,
I didn't see anything in their game at home to say that we shouldn't beat them at home. So
I agree. There's nothing.
I agree.
I agree as well. I agree.
Don't Arsenal play better at home than away though?
Yeah, he's taking a mick.
Yeah,
It is.
which will help us.
Sorry,
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, man. Other way around.
Do you agree with me?
Other way around. Other way around.
We've got a decent away record this season, to be fair to Aki. So yeah, we've won more games this season.
Is it better than your home record? Okay.
I thought he was taking a mick.
It's
Our home
better
record's
than your home-
atrocious.
It's better than your home record to your home
But
record.
regardless, it's in Europe, and we've been pretty good in Europe, and I expect us to win, and I expect us to be comfortable. Anything
Just
near
pick-
the level of performance that we played against Sparta Prague or Slavia Prague, they're done. It's a wrap. They're not good enough.
Yeah,
Mm.
I agree.
And if we go out, it is Arteta out. It's Arteta
100%.
out time. Print up them t-shirts. I'm there.
You guys deserve to be. Where is it being held? The final? Where's the final?
No
Who
idea.
knows? I don't know.
They said I got the email saying
Baku,
about
isn't it?
the tickets. So they seem like the UEFA is going to allow some fans. That's what I'm asking. So I don't know where it was. I just deleted the email straight away.
Okay.
I'm assuming that
I'm not going to any final Arsenal.
Delete the email straight away.
no, I'm like, what's all this, man? You mocking, man? Save it for next season, you know, when we're probably at.
There's a comment in from Mr. Trex 1980. If we have to go through, so we have to go through, but Man United will spank us in the final.
I don't know.
Nah.
You know, I don't know.
Mr. Trex, I disagree.
Mr. Trex,
Yeah, I think
I hope
we
you're
can
right.
hold our own.
Please.
We all disagree, Mr. Trex. We're looking for Arsenal to pump them nicely, like good 4-0.
Shut up, man. What are you on about? Speak for
No.
yourself, bro.
Represent.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'm Man United.
DJ,
man.
represent.
So, Gigi.
We've held our own against United.
No,
We've held our own against United this season. I think we
Man
can.
United.
Yeah, I think we can do our
Okay, again,
Man
Again, I
United.
want to say it last time, CT. This is why I don't like this level of disrespect on one of your most successful managers. If this guy drops this trophy, that'll be
Maybe the
very
most successful managers.
Wait,
Listen,
I corrected
that'll be
you earlier.
third.
Do not say that again.
That would be his third major trophy.
I
Third.
corrected you.
He's the fourth,
Stop this.
but
No, he's not the fourth.
it is.
Aki, your fact checking is terrible.
I Googled it,
Six
man.
No,
administrators.
wait. You're telling me if he wins it, you're still not gonna rate him as one of your most. Oh my days,
'Cause didn't you guys get to Europa League final last season?
this is
No.
crazy.
Season
No,
before.
we didn't.
The season before.
We got
Or
there with
Sevilla
Henry.
last year. Yeah.
Totally slapped by Chelsea. So yeah.
Yeah, but they had Hazard, man. Calm down, man. Jeez.
What do you mean?
No, but
calm
you know
down.
but-
You just
no,
Real
slapped-
Madrid have got Hazard, but Chelsea will go through.
Who chased right? Because if Arsenal win the Europa League
He's
under
ridiculous.
Arteta, and he's
It's
already won the
unbelievable.
FA Cup, you have
FA
to
Cup
respect
charity.
that.
Come on,
No,
come
no,
on,
no,
man.
no.
In 2 years.
Wait a
Not
minute.
just that.
Sorry. Let me
No,
just
no,
let me
no.
just come in.
Well, less than
We've
2
won a
years.
number of league titles in our history. GJ, you won't be familiar with this. Uche, you should be familiar with the history of football because you're a historian.
But you're not that team anymore.
GJ, be quiet. GJ, be quiet.
GJ, relax.
One and ranking Arteta against previous. Do not rank Arteta against the man that have won a league title. It's stupid.
No, Mikey.
No, it's not ridiculous.
Have a sip.
Not ridiculous.
Mikey, the thing is, I think you're missing.
So you think Arsene Wenger would do miracles with his team?
What?
You think Arsene Wenger would do miracles with his team?
In the league,
you think Arteta's doing miracles, do you?
No, I'm saying.
Do you think Arteta's doing miracles?
What do you think Arsene Wenger would do with this side now? I'm asking.
Do you know what? There was a question the other day posed, would you take Wenger back? Yeah. I know some of the viewers will be interested in that one.
Wow. I think everyone would be interested.
And it's an interesting discussion because I think that if you fairly reflect on things, would you take Wenger instead of Emery or Arteta? Having seen what Emery and Arteta have done, you probably would.
Yeah.
Wow.
Having seen what they've done.
However, I don't think Wenger would have won those FA Cup games because that's not his way of winning.
I don't know. Wenger won a lot of FA Cups.
He won a lot of FA Cups.
Did you not see when
Wenger used to own that cup?
When they won
me. Back to back. What are you on about? Relax.
No, I'm with Uche on that. I'm with Uche on that because I don't.
Because he likes to play football, and if he tried all that,
that's a fallacy. That's a fallacy against Arsenal. Against Man U in the FA Cup final. Arsenal played Dower and they still won 1-0, wasn't it? That game.
Yep. Backs against the wall, the luckiest win in history, and a Wenger team won.
Oh no,
when they battered us and it was 0-0, went to penalties, we won. Vieira scored the winning penalty. Then the fact is, Wenger won a load of FA Cups. So to say that he wouldn't have won future FA Cups
against this Pep and all that, I don't think so.
That was the luckiest FA Cup win ever.
Yes, we just said that. Are you with us?
Yeah. No, I'm with us. I'm just saying you cannot say that was Wenger planned it. Is my point.
We just said that he managed to win it without it being the perfect Wenger ball. Do you not understand
it? Don't count it then. Don't count it.
What, you want us to take off an FA Cup because you haven't got one?
because the way Arteta. No, Mikey, listen to me. The way Arteta beat Pep Guardiola's Man City in the semi-final, and the way they dealt with Chelsea in the final. Although obviously you got loads of luck. That was more planned.
You do realise that Emery and Arteta both won an FA Cup.
Yeah, of course I do.
Both. So two different managers. They didn't play the same way. You do understand that. And yet you're still saying that Wenger, who I think is one of the most winning managers of the FA Cup in its history, you're trying to claim that he wouldn't have won another one. Does that even make sense?
Wait, do you know what? Listen to Abiwan because
I knew he'd pipe up. That's why
I've teed it up for him.
And that's directed at me.
Yeah.
We don't deserve Wenger back. The amount of disrespect he got from our fans, blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
Abiwan, big up, mate. Big up.
There's certain people that were doing Wenger out and now they want Wenger in.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yes. I ain't calling for Wenger in.
Uche, don't do this. Just to clarify, it was having seen Emery and Arteta in action, would you accept Wenger in their place? And I think looking back, look where we are now. We're in 10th place, mate. We're in 10th place.
And the thing is,
what did everyone say at the time?
The thing is, you're in 10th place.
Not even sound right, bro.
And it looks so comfy. That's the thing. It looks so
Listen, we win, we don't go up. Literally, it's like an elevator that doesn't move.
Even if we win Europa, I think I still want him out. 10th place, bro.
Comfy. That's the thing about that 10th place, yeah. Although I predicted it after watching that shambles early in the season, it's just how comfortable they look in 10th. They look so comfortable there.
The thing is with Arteta is that given the way you started the season, I think he's, in fact, No, end of last season, you kind of up and down. That's the way you started this season. If the fans were in the stadium, I don't think he would have survived.
Yeah,
He wouldn't
I
have.
agree.
100% wouldn't
I
have.
don't think he would have survived. And ironically, it can get you into the Champions League by winning the Europa League. So maybe your fans
yeah, of
should
course. And then
calm down a bit.
I'll have to reactivate my Thursday night plans, and these guys will be Tuesday, Wednesday. Good.
Oh, that would
Ding,
be.
ding, ding, ding.
Can you imagine?
That would be hilarious. At least the good thing is I know they'll be out on the group stage anyway. That's all right.
No chance. We always go through the groups. You know that. It'll be last 32 or 16.
Well, anyway, Arteta gets to stay for longer. So that's all good.
If he gets to stay, it's all good. If he wins Europa, he deserves to stay. That's my position.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't even know, man.
you can't.
10th place.
Listen,
CT's not over.
We'll see how he does with the fans there, mate. That's all. That's even more pressure for him. So let's.
Yeah, but the thing is, the fans aren't really going to be there till next season. And if we won Europa and got into the Champions League, we got a summer of being able to change the squad a little bit, then I think he'd do a little bit better. As I keep harping back, there have been the odd, very good performances this season. Consistency's just been shocking. We spoke about the Tottenham game earlier. We spoke about Leicester previously against United, which is why CT's confident-ish as well in the final. Against Chelsea, we smoked them, and we've dominated them games. And those are the teams all ahead of us. We've beaten West Ham; they're ahead of us. So we've beaten them. So there's nothing to say that we can't improve, which we should do. Yeah. We have to improve.
I can't say it. I can't say
Take that comment down.
Everyone.
Everyone is trolling you guys.
In the thread today.
He's on form today.
Kroenke ain't going anywhere. Staying there. Ain't going
Money,
anywhere.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so let's talk about the Champions League now. So we had the PSG game against Man City. Man City in the driving seat in that game. And then we've got Real Madrid against Chelsea. And for me, I think Chelsea look pretty comfortable. I can't really see a threat coming from Real Madrid other than big man Benz up front. It looks like Ramos might be back for the match, but Varane picked up an injury, so didn't play at the weekend. Are we thinking that Chelsea are going to go through in that match?
Yeah, easy. We should have really knocked them out last round, to be fair. But no, we should have done. If you remember, I predicted 3-0. No.
Wait. Did you watch the game?
The time's expired.
I'm not claiming this guy as one of my fans.
Let him finish.
In the second leg, in the second leg, we had bare chances. Yeah, Salah had a chance in the 3rd minute. If we banged, we would have been through. Real Madrid aren't really. No, Real Madrid didn't play that great. In the second leg,
don't mock him, mate. He's talking Champions League football.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't know about that.
Not anymore. He's not there. It's history.
Well,
we don't do history lessons no more.
At the end of the day, I think Chelsea should really beat Real Madrid because their defensive record under Tuchel has improved remarkably. They're playing some good stuff. They haven't really got a killer, but they're still scoring goals. And at the end of the day, Real Madrid.
I've changed my my mind on that.
I think Chelsea are through. Chelsea, it have to be a miraculous effort from Madrid, like one of their crazy Champions League. But they haven't got Ronaldo anymore. They haven't got Bale anymore. So, unless that junior guy, one of their big nights. When they come back, but I don't think they've got the players for it anymore. So,
Uche, you said you're changing your mind.
Yeah. I think if Ramos is fit to start that game, I'm switching one time. I am switching one time to Real Madrid because at the end of the day, the guy could score from a set piece. He could take the penalties. He could take a free kick. The guy could do some madness that Chelsea are not expecting. And let's be honest, what actually Chelsea doing offensively? Not a lot anyway. So, but obviously the odds are low. I think it's something like 8% if you lose the first leg in the semi-final of the Champions League that you get through. So it's definitely against them. But for me, if Ramos is fit, these guys have got experience. They know how to get it done, and they've got nothing to lose. And like I say, as good as Chelsea did in that first leg, which they did very well, if you offered them this Chelsea side for an opportunity to be in the final, they would take it 100%. So, like Aki already said, I don't think they haven't got the killers, unfortunately for them, that they had before. But I just would not be surprised if Chelsea crumble, because really, when I look through Chelsea's squad as it is now, they don't really have that many people who have been at this level, been under this pressure, and so yeah, I'm changing my mind if Ramos is fit. If I see him on the team 11, on the starting 11, I think I'm going with Real Madrid to do it.
And GJ, we know that you're back in Chelsea all the way as your second team.
Second team.
Here we go. Thanks to TalkSport.
Flying the flag.
Nah, mate. I'm going to stick with what I said in the last podcast before a ball was kicked in this tie. I still think it's a coin toss. You have to respect. You have to respect Real Madrid. They are such a streetwise football team. I love watching them. They've been around the block so much. You know, 1-1. Like I said in the last podcast, once they equalised, I'm thinking, we'll take 1-1. Will you take 1-1? Chelsea was like, yeah, okay, we'll take 1-1. And that's why the second half, the last 45 minutes, was just, shit on a stick, to be quite honest. And I think the second leg, it's a coin toss. It can go either way.
Fair play. And then obviously we got the bigger match in this round, which is PSG against City. So I saw some of the PSG game on the weekend. They were playing Lens, I think, RC Lens. They won the game 2-0. 2-1, 2-0. Neymar had a great game, as you'd expect. He scored the first goal. Mbappe didn't play. He's got a calf injury, so he's actually doubtful for the game on whatever day it is, Tuesday, Wednesday. He kind of didn't really turn up in the first leg anyway, so are they even going to miss him if he's not playing? Probably yes. But what do we think about that? I think that Man City are in the driving seat for this one. So what do you think? Who do you think is going to go through in that match?
City
easily, man.
City for the treble.
Yeah, I think it's City purely because that PSG is just their bottle job. They're like, and then they're formerly managed by another bottling type manager. So when everything is put together, it's not gonna lead anywhere nice.
Spurs DNA. It's unfortunate.
Because for me, I actually reviewed the game, and they said something like the 2 goals that City scored, the XG on the 2 goals was 0.08, and I was just thinking, so you're telling me that that Man City that scores like goals for fun had a 0.08 chance of scoring the 2 goals they scored. So basically, they dashed them 2 goals. The one team that doesn't need goals dashed 2. You've dashed them 2 goals. Now you're gonna come to their home ground and you're gonna try and tell them not to dash them goals that they're probably gonna create at will. So for me, PSG should just shake hands and just allow it, man. Just move on with it.
The thing is that City have got a history of flopping it in Europe, haven't they? So you can be confident, but
not this year, man.
You said
not
against
this team.
You're maintaining the stance.
Well, when PSG have got Neymar, when they got Mbappe, when they got Di Maria, they got a lot of firepower there. So I don't think you can really write them off.
So City.
Do you know why we can? You know why we can probably stick with City? Because PSG probably won't play better than they played in that first half, and City have come out on top over the 90 minutes.
Over 90 minutes.
All they have to do is protect what they have. Like they're actually in a winning position.
Yep.
Have
they been in a winning position before?
Yeah, Monaco.
In the second leg.
Monaco. They had a 2-goal head start and they lost 5-3.
Yeah, but the problem with that is that they tend to struggle away from home, and now this time they've actually played the away game.
Yeah, they go back to the Emirates, the Etihad.
Yeah, but there's no fans. There's no fans.
There's no fans.
No, I understand that. What I'm saying is that to go back to what Aki was saying is they normally tend to struggle away from home, but now I don't think that's an issue because, like you said, there's no fans.
As long as Mbappe and Neymar are fit.
Leon knocked them out. Monaco knocked them out. They obviously struggle against French teams. So there's a bit of a trend there.
Yeah.
Well, 2-1 up, and I expect them to win.
No, I expect them. I expect them to win, but not. I expect them to win, but not 100%. Is what I'm saying.
I'm 100% on it.
80%.
on it. I'm 100%.
I hope
Whoa.
Neymar does something magical.
Okay. CT, £100, right?
What's this guy?
Wait, what's that?
Hey, Mikey's on it. Go on.
GJ, come. What are you saying?
What are you saying?
Right. First of all, I'm not coming to you, Mikey. I'm coming to CT because he said he's
Go on.
100%. Right?
Go on,
When
go
he says 100%, right?
100%. Let's go.
Right, I'm going to 100 as well.
Max, fall back. This is my one. Go on,
GJ. What's the
DJ.
bet? Go on, GJ.
DJ, talk, man. What are you wasting time for?
No. Let me think about the bet.
Yeah.
God's sake. All right, let's wrap it up there. Lads.
All I'm saying is you
you
have to respect PSG with Neymar, Mbappe, Di Maria, and they are gonna come at Man City. I know Pep Guardiola, and I know they're attacking prowess, but this match is not done. Is all I'm saying. It's not a coin toss. I reckon it's about 70-30. 70% Man City, 30% PSG. But you have to.
So it's
EPL final. EPL
What do you reckon,
final,
Rel?
I think City will go through. Unfortunately, I want PSG to go through, but I think City have got it. I just can't see City not scoring and they've already got the 2 away goals, so I just can't see them not scoring at home as well. So that's
100%?
why. I'm not CT.
100%.
Mikey's 100% though.
Yeah, so what you got to say, GJ? I'm here.
No, you said you was 80%.
Yeah, but I increased it within a minute, so I must meet the criteria.
This guy's stuttering all over the place. What's happening?
Oh no, okay. So if you're 100%, that Man City go through, right? I will give you. I'll give you.
All right.
20 quid.
Let's move on.
I'll give you 20 quid. Right.
This move on. He's in the House of Commons now.
Because you're 100%, I'll give you 20 quid, and if PSG win, you got to give me 200.
Highlight of the week, bro. Let's go. Let's move on.
Because you're 100%.
Someone slip that.
GJ, we're going to
That
wrap
was
it
his
up there.
sport comment.
As our
Sponsored by
regular viewers know,
So he's clearly not 100%.
Sponsored by TalkSport.
All right, lads. Right, as our regular viewers know, we like to finish the show with a highlight of the week. It could be sporting, it could be otherwise. I'm going to go with a kind of sporting one, and that was the postponement of the Man United Liverpool game because it meant that Liverpool didn't lose. So that's my highlight of the week. So we'll come to you, Aki. What was yours?
For me, it was the news in the cryptocurrency world with Ethereum smashing all-time highs, making my portfolio look good.
All right, you've gone off left there. He's gone way left. All right. It's a good plug.
Yeah. How was that sporting? But anyway, Karen.
Well, it doesn't have to be sporting.
It doesn't have to be. All right, Uche, what's yours?
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Ethereum. Highlight is Lewis Hamilton. Doing it against all odds again and coming up trumps. So yeah, Hamilton for me.
Okay, nice one. And GJ, is it going to be snooker?
Yeah, do you know what? Nah, it's not going to be snooker because I can't stand Mark Selby. He's so boring. I'd rather watch paint dry. Didn't the Chelsea women's? Yeah, he won. Yeah, just honestly, I fell asleep watching it.
You gonna mention Chelsea women? You?
Yeah, wow. Of all people, go on, GJ.
I believe that Chelsea women have reached.
This is gonna be some sort of a joke or something.
Let's help me. Let's help me.
The guy finish. Go on. What happened to Chelsea ladies? What happened?
Real, help me. But I believe that they reached. I believe they reached the Champions League final.
Yeah.
You don't even know. Lord of mercy.
No, I think I'm right. Yeah,
they beat Bayern.
So they reached the Champions League final. So big up women's football. I'm a big supporter of women's rights. Feminism, all that. you know,
All right, let's move on.
on that.
CT,
Oh yeah,
yours?
brilliant.
Right.
CT, what's yours?
You know what? I'm going to go with Sergio Aguero, actually, with that sublime finish on the weekend, just to show that form is temporary, class is permanent. He just showed the haters that he's still got it in him, no matter what they say. So I'm going to go with that Sergio Aguero finish. Best strike of the weekend. Boom.
Nice one. And then Mikey to finish up.
Mine is the same as Uche's. Lewis Hamilton winning a close Grand Prix.
I think he was up to nearly 100 wins in his career or something, I heard.
Yeah,
This one was a good one.
So hold on a second. So he's a highlight when he comes second, and he's a highlight when he comes first. So what, is he going to be a highlight when he comes third as well?
Have you got a problem with Lewis Hamilton, Aki? If you have,
I'm gonna say, but you praise him when he comes second. You praise him when he comes first.
Just so you know,
hold on. I put him when he comes second last week.
Just wait. Let me just say this. This is the first time that he's been my highlight of the week. So fall back, son. All right.
Exactly. I don't understand what you're saying. Like CT had him as a highlight of the week last week because he came second. That's his own prerogative. Same highlight of this week.
Yeah, but
it's not like for like.
He went down to 10th
He's in the best car. He's in the
No,
best car,
I'm with-
right?
Exactly, he's got the best car. For crying out
Oh
loud.
my gosh.
This is
DJ,
another argument for another
Give
day,
it a rest, mate.
guys. Come on.
Okay, guys. All right, let's wrap it up there. Thank you to all our viewers that have been watching, all the comments. Thank you to Mikey, CT, GJ, Aki, and Uche. See you on the show. We've got another show coming up on Thursday, so please join us for that. Please spread the word as always. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Oh, CT, you want to do a shout out?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, one last shout out again to our intro and outro music from official Ching Ching from Ching City Entertainment and Steely at Steelsatron on all platforms. So give them a shout, give them a follow, or any of your sort of intro and outro music and producers and productions as well. So yeah, big up them guys.
Yeah,
big
well
up.
said. Well said, CT.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Right.
All right then. See you on the next one, guys.
All right.
Top show, guys. Much love.
Yeah.